All right, well, I was trying to find the drop on that one before we hit the 15 minutes second mark, so I could hit that hard one before I came in on y'all. But hey, Chase Ever Bullish, the Stock Sherpa on YouTube, the first and best and only portfolio manager on YouTube. Check out everbullish.com. Check out the portfolio store if you're interested in any of the content that I'm saying and you want to follow along with what a true management of a true real portfolio is in real time and learn how to trade and manage a real portfolio on your own. Check it out, everbullish.com. It'll piss off your advisor if nothing else. Yeah, so here we are. It is midday. It was a bloodbath yesterday. It was a bloodbath this morning. I want to go over some trades that I mentioned. Also, just show y'all my new setup. I'm going to find a way to make this look a little bit better. We're going to get the Texas logos and repping that Texas moved a bit. And then we're also going to have some cool signs and posters behind me. I've got one coming in the mail. That says live, laugh, leverage on it. I'm going to try to make that a thing too. So anyway, thanks for following. If you're new, thanks for being here. If you're one of my bulls, thanks for tuning back in. So today's Tuesday. It's about 1 o'clock. The market opened down. NASI was down over 2%. The Dow was down over 1%. Yesterday was the worst day on the NASDAQ since March 28th of last year. I'm sorry, March 28th of this year. But it was a bit of a kind of a flash on the downside, and I think a great entering opportunity. If you watched my last video, I went over my stock screeners and how I, in a way, predicted a little bit of that by running my stock screeners on large volume up and large volume down and counting the amount of stocks that are on that list. That is a real, true, awesome benefit. So let me catch my breath here. That song we were listening to is by Muse. It's a British band. They are absolutely incredible. Rolling Stone magazine voted them the #1 live show, beating out not just in music, but in all types of theater and media. So it beat out Cirque du Soleil, it beat out all kinds of things. I've never had the opportunity to see them live, but I've heard they're incredible. That song was called Madness, and I thought it was a cool song. And as we always continue on this channel, the play on words is this morning, the market was displaying quite a bit of madness when it came to tech stocks. And you'd probably be going mad if you were Kathy Wood of ARK Investments, who is getting completely lambasted by the media. But she's still my dream woman and my #1 portfolio manager, besides myself, going on right now. All right, enough about me. Let's check it out. Let's talk market. Let's review a couple things. And also, I wanted to show you all my setup. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And also, let me know what you think about this setup. Just try to envision some neat kind of market-oriented posters and stuff behind me, and I'm probably gonna get a video, a microphone and a better video camera so we can come at some different angles and make this thing look a little bit more professional. All righty, what do we do every day? We just pull up the multiple times a day, pull up the Stockmaster app. This is the way I review some of the correlations that I'm seeing in the market. I have multiple watch lists on here. One's called Weed Stocks, one called Ever Bullish Ready List, one's called the Ever Bullish Watch List. And this is my process I want to share with y'all. The Dow is down 1.5%. So on a tech-heavy sell-off and a big turnaround Tuesday, the Dow being down, that's weird. The NASDAQ I mentioned was down over 2% earlier. Now it's down 0.2%. It'll probably end the day positive. We've got 2 more hours and power hours coming up. So 0.2, that's great. I love that. I'm glad to see that there was a nice turnaround. That means tomorrow's going to be a big day. S&P is down 1%. The VIX is up 8%. That's about right. That's about what I would expect on a pretty good volume Tuesday, especially with this much turnaround. I'll do a video on the VIX, but I gotta wait for some more subscribers. So be sure to share with your friends and family what I got going on here. Apple's down 1%. Amazon's up 1%. Microsoft is down 1%. Facebook is down 1%. Netflix is up 1%. Tesla's flat. Okay, Ride, Lordstown, #1 stock of the year. It's an absolute complete disconnect in reality that this stock is worth as low as it's worth. I would recommend beg, borrow, and steal, and buy everything you possibly can of Ride at $7.71, up 5% today. Lordstown Motors ride. If you don't know, find out. I'm done talking about it. This is just too simple of a trade. Let it be easy. Lordstown Motor ride. Check out the October calls on it. You won't see a bargain like this in a long time. I'm holding options on it. Workhorse up, Blink up, SOS up but flat, Riot flat, Marathon Group down, MARA. Mara, those are my three proxies, right? I'm sure that you'll remember all my discussions and pounding about correlations. Well, this is what I'm doing whenever I'm reviewing this. I'm making mental note, you probably are too, of correlations. So, okay, Bitcoin is down 5% roughly today from what it was yesterday, but it's still up on what it should be. GBTC is trading at a discount, that's a fact. Riot was down earlier, but now it's up. SOS is up and Mara is down big time. All right, so SOS is now not correlating with the others as much. So let's say I think it's a good entry point and SOS is down and I want to buy, and I find out that Riot and Mara are up, but they are moving a little bit further down. So they opened at 5 and now they're at 1. More reason to buy SOS sooner. That's what I'm thinking in my mind, right? Hopefully that tracks through, but it's basically just playing the reversion to the mean game, the kind of the gravity towards the average game that I discussed in a couple of videos back. So at least that's what I'm thinking. Talked on Monday about buying QuantumScape. I love QuantumScape. I discussed why. QuantumScape is up 5% on bad tape. LabU is up almost 6%. It's breaking through that $60 mark. Been getting a lot of questions about LabU. I'm fully convicted in this. I made that video for my own convictions more so than for you, but I wanted to share. This is going to be in the 80s in no time, probably higher than that. This is what a turnaround looks like as a trader, especially on Tuesdays. If you were fortunate enough, or I shouldn't say fortunate, if you had followed or disciplined enough to buy around 9:40 this morning, like I try to discuss with you guys, that's my ticket, and there is something there if you haven't figured it out. 9:40 in the morning, this thing was down almost 9%, and now it's up 5%. You could have made 16 by just making that purchase. Pretty cool. So LabU, yes, we're bullish. We're staying bullish. APSG warrants, man, that's Apollo Strategic Group. I don't know how in the heck that hasn't made any money, but I'm going to cut it off. No reason to chase a bad trade. Or really, I don't even know if it's a bad trade. That's one, unfortunately, that I recommended to a dear friend of mine, and he put a lot in it. It's down. I'm going to tell him to sell it. Transparency is the most important thing. Let's not live in illusions here. Apollo is a great company with incredible resources. The real estate space is awesome and SPACs are blown up. But if this ain't doing it, let's put that money to work somewhere else. I have no doubt that it'll make money in the long run, but we're not here for the long run. I'm trading. XBI, which is the same thing that LabU is, except 1/3, which is just the flat market on the biotech, is up 2.5%. Remember, 2.5% on bad tape. Kind of make that little mental note. MRO is down. That's Marathon Oil and Gas, but it's not down as much as it was earlier on the day. EOG is down. Still a great stock. I don't know if it's a buy right now. I wouldn't tell you to buy it. I like ERX a little bit better. ERX is the double on the daily energy. I still like ERX. All right, so that's what we got there. I'm gonna go over one more thing. We're still free rolling. I'm still not planning these out too much. I just want to show you what the day looks like and kind of show off my chops a little bit for all my followers and those who recognize real. We're gonna delete that. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go here. Pull up Fido. What was the stock that I mentioned yesterday? Arrival, right? Made a deal with Uber. They're keeping it real secret. It's an autonomous, actually it's not autonomous. It's an electric vehicle company. Wow, it's already fighting all the way back. All right, so for you guys, Arrival, was up 5.5% yesterday. It's down 1.5 today. When I checked it earlier this morning before I went from a long walk, it was down almost 4, maybe 3.5. It's fighting back. This is a turnaround Tuesday classic diagnosis. The Sherpa is pulling out his stethoscope and putting it on the market. And he's saying, yeah, it's still beating. There's still some life in here. Dr. Sherpa, that's a scary thought, huh? All right, we're moving to the upward range. It's at, what are we at? 8.99. If you didn't buy it yesterday, I don't know that I would buy it right now. I would probably throw an order in at maybe $18.26, just above that $18.25 limit that somebody else is going to get stuck holding. Throw a limit underneath it so you can buy it at a discount. If it breaks to the upward, we can still buy it at 20. It's got a lot of room on this chart behind me here. But if we're wrong, we're right. When you use a limit below it, you're wrong, you're right. If you know what I mean here, it's at $19. If it goes down to 18 and continues to go down, at least you got a better price than right now. If it goes up, we know that it's going to be breaking in a trend that's at least above 20, kind of up here. And if it goes down, we're just going to be picking it up on the cheap. We're using our Groupon on it. We're buying it at a discount, basically. Here's what I wanted to show, just because I'm enjoying this. And I hope you are too. Maybe I'm giving you some reprieve on your lunch break. Arrival. Sometimes you just got to give it that gut test, that gut check test. What I like about these guys is the way they're designed. You can notice that they have these really cool, kind of clean look to them. They look like a MacBook. They're so San Francisco, it's unreal. They are based in Sacramento, but they're basically a Silicon Valley type company. Just so cool. There's some discussion, by the way. There was a lot of discussion about these potentially being used as school buses. I do see that in the future. Obviously, we don't know if it's going to be them, but look, 10 years down the road, do you think we're going to see gasoline-powered school buses or electric? Okay, if those are bought by municipalities and cities and they get a tax incentive, is it more likely or less likely that we see the electric than you thought before? Okay, well, we're currently in the middle of an administration that's leaning towards clean energy and electric vehicles and incentivizing tax breaks in all types of municipalities, cities, and states and industries. Okay, well, even if it's not Arrival that's going to make them, all of them, or win all the contracts, it's a little too early to tell, but we might need to get on it. So y'all know I love EVs. I would want this anyway for the buses and for the trucks, but I want it even more now that they made their deal with Uber. Uber is a very undervalued stock, first to market. That's a big thing with me. They're the first to market when it came to ride shares. They're innovative. They're going to figure out a way to do that with this. The discussion is potentially using these vehicles that have 6 to 10 space, having autonomous drivers, space to carry 6 to 10 people for seating, having autonomous drivers and rideshare capabilities all at the same time. I love it. ARVL, that's my tip of the day, tip of the week. I talked about it yesterday. I even talked about it on Friday. And one of my followers, Honeyman, shout out Honeyman, way to make some money. He made 11.5% and he thought he got out too early and now it's down again. So if you're out there, bud, I'm sure you're buying back in today if you haven't already. I'm Chase. I'm the YouTube portfolio manager of the First Greatest and Best. I'm also known as the Stock Sherpa on YouTube. I'm also Chase at Ever Bullish. Check out my website. Subscribe to my free newsletter. Buy one of my premium portfolios for an IRA or 401k. My goal is to beat the Contra Fund this year. I'm currently smoking it. The dividend portfolio is absolutely crushing with almost no rebalances needed. It's kicking off a higher yield than the value index of the market, and it's got half the risk. The balanced portfolio is also killing it because I overweighted 2 convertible securities and some other really neat ideas inside of there that you'll have to buy it to see. Ever Bullish One podcast. Enough self-promotion. I'm Chase at Ever Bullish. Hope you're having a great day. AFG, all good. LFG, let's go. LGR, let's get rich.